Okay, this is how I got into Lego. A few years ago, I was doing my own job. I was doing production. I was a director, editor, and just one day out of the blue, I completely lost my hearing. And it was quite a very scary experience. I couldn't hear anything, and I felt like Spider-Man. Senses were tingling, and it literally hurt when I heard sound. And so doctors told me I had to stop everything. That was about 4 months of just complete silence. I couldn't hear my own wife. I couldn't hear my own family. Whispers, everything was gone. And just one day I woke up and the hearing came back, but tinnitus set in. So I had this really loud ringing in my ears. And, I continued to see so many doctors, Western, Chinese. I did acupunctures. I've had things hooked up to my brain. I've done the MRI. I've done everything. And the funniest thing was, I walked by a Lego store. I saw one set. It's funny because, like, everyone that I know, I used to make fun of them, like, "Ha, you're playing with Legos just for kids." For some reason, for some instinct, I just went in there and I picked up a set, went home, and I started putting it together. And first of all, I was like, whoa, this is like something totally different. Legos come out with something new. It was an architecture set, it was a building. And I was like, wow, this has a lot of detail. It's not really not for kids. The second thing that happened was it felt like meditation. I was like putting it together and I was able to kind of push the ringing away from my hearing. It's basically like white noise, right? Like a lot of people listen to white noise to soothe this ringing that you have. Even when I'm talking to you, it's ringing like off the chain. And that just helped kind of soothe things out. And I was like, hey, this is great. This feels really good. Next thing you know, I'm building more and more, and it just started to take off. And I just kept on doing it. And now I'm just totally full on into Lego. So that's where I'm at now. So what happened was when I built Legos, I had a lot of people tell me because I have film experience, I have a studio. So they're like, well, why don't you just review Lego sets? So I'm like, okay, sure. I just use my own camera. I'll sit in front of and do all the lighting and do all the editing myself. I'm my own boss and I can just kind of get in there and do it. And okay, I did like official Lego set reviews and I found out that YouTube is kind of oversaturated. Then what I found out was in China or Korea, there's other brands that do original sets. Now this is kind of like a gray area because not a lot of, if you're a Lego purist, Lego did such a good job monopolizing the scene. If you're Lego, that's it. There's nothing else. Anything that resembles it is considered a copy, right? So I was like, whoa, this is something totally new. Lego would never ever make the set. That's when I started to realize when I put those videos up, people started to follow me and it just started to grow. And then next thing you know, I had families following me, fathers that messaged me saying they watched with their kids, and that's realized I had to tone down my language a little bit. So I was like really hardcore in the beginning. I was having so much fun. And then the reach for the audience just went international. So it's a small channel, but it's really genuine. People are really like supporting me for what I'm doing. And most of the people are totally relaxed. They're like, it's okay if it's not Lego, as long as it's not like I'm doing a copy version of it. And the funny thing is, I've actually collaborated with the Lego Hong Kong group. And I'll send you a link for that. But they made me a Lego guitar that I used in my dad's concert. And it was a fun little like piece. But at least I have some respect from the Lego group and from the regular guys. But most of my stuff where the channel has built was actually because of the alternative builds, like the alternative versions of Lego. And that's really strong. And it's kind of a niche thing that I found. And it just took off. But for my case, what happened was people would see the set that I'm building that Lego doesn't make, and they would come to me and be like, can we buy this stuff from you? And I was like, well, I have an office here. I can stock up on some items. And my wife, Ida, she helped structure the company. And now it's been 3 years since we opened an online store. And she talks to all the suppliers. We talk to all the brands now. They send us all the stuff here and we're selling everywhere around the world. I just sent some orders today to like Indonesia, Germany, Israel, Australia, Philippines, everywhere. It's like every day is different now, and it's just continually growing, which is really cool because now it's like that's where my business and my income is coming from, you know. So the production days are pretty much gone. The cool thing is I actually had a couple of guys collaborate and jump on my channel too. You might know them, the local guys, 24 Herbs. I had Brandon. Brandon came on the channel once, and I was set up to have like Doughboy and a couple other cool guys come in, but because of COVID, it's wait for everything to settle down a little bit. You know, I had Shannon. I'll send you a link. I had Shannon Lee come on. We did a whole interview about her dad, and Lego doesn't even have a Bruce Lee set. I'm like, why don't they have? If anything, they should make a Bruce Lee thing. And she's just like, hey man, Lego, if you're out there, let's do it. You know, the thing with Lego now, you can like make anything with it. And just from like my fans and what they love to see me build, they love that when I do all these kinds of buildings. Like I actually just did this video. I put the set right next to me. You can see it here. Like Lego would never really make something like this, which is it's like a modern restaurant pub type thing, you know. And there, I don't know, I would just like to see more out of this world kind of things, you know, that you would never normally see. I mean, they have like a restaurant style thing, but it's like they're still kind of basic, whereas this one has like opening, the awnings open up and the floors open up, and the kitchen, if I pull out this to show you a kitchen, it doesn't even look like it's a Lego set. Stuff
Wow.
like that, you know, looks like a Gordon Ramsay type of thing. Man, that was intense. One word to sum it up. It was fun, but it was just very intense. Yeah, it was just like, well, for me, because not only was I was there filming for you guys, but it was just behind the things stuff that I had to do, like going back and doing all the editing. And yeah, you were doing it every week, and you're still doing it every week, right? If it's Happy Wednesday, this is like a weekly ongoing thing. And that was like what 3 years I was working with you guys doing that. It was wild. You know, I still have fond memories of Painey. Is that right? Is that the name? Yeah, when that got a little bit out of hand. And for me, that was quite an experience just being on. You know, I wasn't a horse racing guy, but being able to be like right directly on the tracks and seeing this POV was quite wild. I'm not sure how much changed now. You know, I don't know. Like, it's genuinely ringing. It's like real ringing because it's if it wasn't ringing, I'd be like fine. Like then I can tell you like it's anxiety. The doctors were just telling me don't stress out, and it could cause like I don't know. It's like the nerves. You know, it's the weirdest thing is if I bend over or move my neck in a certain position, I can actually block the hearing to my ears, like crackles. So I don't know if it's in the nerves or what happened, and I actually can pinpoint when the whole thing happened because I was actually shooting my dad like an interview. Alan and my dad were in a very quiet situation, and I looked over at my cameraman. I'm like, "Hey, it feels like I just went on an airplane." You know, when your ears get really tight, we're on ground level, and I'm like, it hasn't gone quiet. I mean, I had the sound. Trying to pop my ears for like the first week. I was popping, trying to clear it out. And the doctors at that time were like, "Take these steroids, stop exercising, just try to clear it out now." But it just never did. And then that's when it kind of went haywire, and it was all blocked for 4 months. And then I woke up that one day, and it's like it came back, but the ringing is just like it really intensified. But I'd rather have the ringing now than have no hearing. You know. I can't even go on stage, you know, like I can't wear the ear monitor because at the second you turn that volume, you know what it was? You know what it sounded like? It's a broken speaker when you blow it out and you turn it up and it's like gone. That's what it was like normal hearing, you know? It's kind of surreal. Yeah, I can't find, I think I've been, you know, I tried all the research with the cure. You look at like Huey Lewis and them, I think they're all living with it too. Um, yeah, Coldplay, right? Like Martin's name, he had it as well. I think a bunch of guys out there have it. But I was never like, look at my dad and Ryan. Those guys are like, you guys are surrounded by sound all the time. You guys are all fine, you know. For me, I was like in a quiet environment when this all happened. So, you know, I don't know. The other thing is maybe my health at that time when I was with you was pretty bad. You know, I drank a lot. Just in general back then, you know, I was like, you know, not taking care of myself. And, you know, now I run as much as I can. I go out, I started walking at first, and then I got into running, and I just try to eat healthy. The alcohol, I haven't touched alcohol for like 3 years. The funny thing is, if I touch alcohol, if I have one drink, one beer, the ringing it gets even crazier. So like that's just like a turn off already. I'm like, I just can't do it because I can't handle the ringing, you know? She's been really supportive. She's like my mom and my dad. They totally understand. They were like really supportive. You know, I have my hearing aids and I stopped wearing the hearing aids, but the hearing aids became like a double-edged sword. If I wear hearing aids, it amplifies sound. So anything that gets amplified in my ears afterwards, the ringing will go crazy. So if I don't use them, it's kind of like middle range. It's like the ringing is not so loud. I can handle talking to people around me. But hearing aids didn't really help. So I just been really patient. She just trying her best to support me, just see what I want to do, how I want to do it, how I want to handle it. But then she saw me doing this Lego stuff and these alternative brands, and she's the one that's like, let's just run a company. I'll help you do it. Let's just see if we can make this work. So she's been 100% supportive. I feel like I'm running a full life. Like it doesn't feel like I'm reclusive. Yeah, I guess I'm more like introverted more now than ever. I think it is. You know what's weird? It's like now I don't have enough time. It's like I feel like I need to get in the office. I need to shoot a video. You know, I'm in my when I can come to my office, I'm here like 6:30 in the morning. And sometimes I come in here at night at like midnight just wanting to work and do stuff and pack orders or shoot my own video. As opposed to when I was in production, it's like, oh damn it, man, I had to edit this video. I had to sit there for another 4 hours. I'm struggling, and I just like she sees me before like barely like how you never go to the office, and now it's like totally opposite, you know. Reclusive, no, I'll go out if I can. I'll go out and hang out, but it's even more now that you can't go out, you know. So but I'm really happy because I just get to raise my kids, and that's actually kind of cool. I'm having fun raising my boy and my little girl. So different, you know. You look at production now, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's struggling, like even cameramen and like all this, no one's getting work. And you know, can we go to China to work? Not really. um and when I did the online store, the more it was a little bit of an effect with shipping and shipping costs. We can't control that stuff, but since it's eased off a little bit now, it's just it's kind of booming, you know. Because of people being in lockdowns, I've you have no choice but to get creative, right? You do see like all these unique things happening. Like I'm sure you've seen like so many of these crazy viral videos coming out, and all these memes, and all these new things that are happening and that are still going on. I think the difference is like the people can be really creative, but when is the time to come out and be happy about it? I don't know. Like it's hard to say. It's hard to explain. Like it's cool to see all this new stuff happening, but at the same time, like is it worth it to do it? Maybe I'm questioning it wrong. I'm not quite sure how I'm questioning myself, but I mean, I see a lot of creative stuff, but it's like, you know, you're in a virus, you see all this protest, like, are you in the mood for it, you know? Oh, that I can answer for you because my 4-year-old son, Tyler, he was, when he was 3, he was already listening to Beatles. I think it's just their music style, the way they sound, the way just even not lyrics, just the music was like really can capture kids so easily. I think the reason why I feel they last long is just so easy, so catchy, you know. It's just like Yellow Submarine. I still, how did he even come up with that? Lucy in the Sky with Diamond. You know how it is. Like those songs are like so. I Am the Walrus. Like an artist today would never make a song named that, you know, or sing about something like that. I'm so happy right now in my own life. I'm like, you know, I got 2 kids now. You know, this is you can see my response to you like on the phone, just like how I am to everyone. Like the kids are kind of like my priority. And when I'm not with the kids, I come into my office. I'm at peace here. I just pack the orders for the people, and each and every single customer I've always written, and I still write hand notes to them to thank them. I think that's just kind of like personal touch, and it feels good. And in the future, I just hope that this business just keeps on going. The video stuff is just like bonus, but I love doing the video stuff, and it just seems like every time I do one video, people are like going on the store, and it's kind of like it's going hand in hand with each other, and I just feel happy. And it's the ringing again. So tonight it's I have realized, like, if I stress out now, if I freak out or have to work with someone, the ringing just goes like through the roof. And since then, I just like have to just keep calm and try not to get too much into with mixed in with other things, and just try to do this on my own.